So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna show you how to expose port, particularly in Docker, like how to expose the port of host and the Docker, and also we see about how to bind it, right? So in order to perform these tasks, I'll be showing you with an example. Okay, so I'll be pulling two web server images. That is number one, Nginx web server. The number two is Apache HTTPd server, right? So okay, so let's go and see and how to perform these things, right? Exposing ports and all. So before actually going to pulling those images, I just want to tell you, like, you need to download the Docker desktop, and you need to write command cmd, and you need to open the command prompt using by running as administrator. Okay, so before going to actually pulling those images, I just want to show you some commands, right? So initially you need to initially suppose you just want to see the version of the Docker that you have in your system. So you need to write docker minus minus version. So here in my system I have 24.0.7 version of Docker, right? So okay, so in order to see the images that I have currently in my system or the Docker, so we have to write docker images. So these are the images that I have, right? So I'll show you like how to remove these images. So I'll write docker rmi. This is the command for removing the images. Rmi means removing images. So I'll be removing images of Nginx MySQL or HTTPd. So I'll be removing Nginx and HTTP because I have to show you from scratch like how to expose ports and bind it, right? So I'll be removing images. Just see like how to remove images. So for removing images, docker rmi command. After that, you need to mention the image ID. So I'll be writing image ID as either you can copy this one, like I'm just copying this one, right? Control Shift C and just paste over here. Uh, Paste and just enter. So here you can see because it is saying config unable to delete this, must be force image is being used. Okay, very good, very good. We got an error. Like it is saying that it is saying that this image is being used by some container. Like okay, so first of all, see like what are the different containers right now we have. So we'll write docker ps minus a. This will show all the images that we have, right? The containers we have, sorry, containers we have. So okay, so these two containers I have, that is the very first is httpd and nginx. Okay, so can we write can we so let's see, like, can we directly remove the container? So docker remove, what to write, 2a 60. Let's say I'm just writing 2a60 container ID, then remove. Okay, let's see. It gives me 2a60. Now let's check whether the container httpd alpine one is deleted or not. So docker ps minus a. Okay, it is deleted, right? So in this way you can delete the docker container. So let's delete the nginx container as well. So we'll write docker docker rm. After that, the container ID is 2a60, right? 2a60. So I'll be writing it. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I have written the wrong one. This is the Nginx 2e OE. Okay. Now let me show you whether do we have any container in the Docker or not. So Docker ps minus a. So no. So there is no container available in the Docker. Okay. So now let's try to remove the images. So we'll be writing Docker images. Okay. These three images that we have currently. So let me clear this terminal. Docker images right again and Docker remove images, and we'll be mentioning the image ID, right? So Control C, Shift C, and just okay. Okay, this is untagged means Nginx latest, untagged means it is deleted properly. So let's see whether that particular Nginx one is deleted or not. So for writing Docker images here, right again. Okay, perfect. So Nginx is deleted correctly. So same in the same way, just try in your system. I'll delete it. So now let's directly jump into like how to expose port and all. Okay, so let's see whether we have any images or not. Docker Docker images. So here you can see we have zero image. Okay, so now let's directly jump into pulling the Nginx and Alpine. Sorry, Nginx and Apache server. So in browser, you need to go and search for the Docker Hub initially, because from Docker Hub you can get pull Nginx or Apache server. So here I've already searched for Nginx, and here you can see Apache HTTPd. So initially I'll try to pull the Nginx server, and before going to pull with this command, because this is the command you can, by using this command you can pull the Nginx server. And suppose if you want pull the Nginx server with some tag, you can refer to this, because this is the tag, right? After this one, after this colon, you'll be able to see this is the tag for Nginx, and this is the tag. So in this I won't show you like you pulling Nginx server or Nginx image by writing tags, but in Apache I'll show you like how to pull images using tag. Okay, so I'll directly copy this one, Control C. I'll simply write Docker pull Nginx. Okay, so this will pull the image of Nginx from the Docker Hub, and it will take some time. So just wait and watch. The image is successfully pulled from the Docker Hub. So here you can see. Now let's check whether the Nginx image is whether we have Nginx servers in our Docker or not. So Docker images. Okay, so finally we can see over here like Nginx is inside. So Nginx image is here, right? So now let's see how to expose and port of Nginx. So reading documentation you should always consider, because then only you'll be able to go through and successfully done every single thing. So here here in the overview section, go down, and here you can see these are the topics. According to these topics, down there is the command for, but we are going to expose the external code, right? So we'll only consider these things. So here is the command for exposing the external code. So here I'll just copy the command, and I'll simply paste over here by writing this. Okay, so here I'll do some modification, or I'll tell you what does this command means, right? So from here, Docker means we want to run the container. Okay, minus minus name means we just want to give our own name to the container. So here initially the Apache has given minus minus name some Nginx. The name of the container is some Nginx. So I'll modify and give Nginx minus v1. That is version 1, or whatever you wish. You can give the name for your container, right? And minus d is for the detached. Minus d is for the detached. Minus d means detached means run the container in background and print the container ID. Okay, so you will be able to see the container ID once I'll enter. Okay, so minus p is for exposing a port. This is very important in order to expose the port. Minus p is the port. Now the most confusing thing is here you can see the 8080 and 80. So which port you will be using in your browser, or which port is coming from your Docker, okay, or of the Apache. So let me tell you, in the left side, whatever the 8080 port you can see over here is the port that you will be using in your browser, in your machine, in order to see the server of Nginx. Okay, or whatever output it will give, you'll be going to 8080, and that will show you. And this 8080 is of the Docker, of the, or you can say of the Nginx server. So like Nginx server and the HTTPd of both runs on the 8080 server, sorry, 80 server, and this 8080 is for your local machine. Okay, and after that, this is the name of the image. So I'll be writing Nginx. Okay. So once I'll enter this, see what will happen. See, this is the container ID I'm getting, and after that you can see error response from daemon. Ports are not available. That means in my system the 8080 port is already engaged, right? So I'll be giving some another port so that we can expose in our browser, right? So I'll be writing 8070. Okay, and I have to change the container name as well, so I'll be writing version 2. So remember, this is the actual command that we are going to use or expose things in my browser. So once I'll okay, so here you can see I am getting only container ID. So let's see whether we have any running container or not. So for running container we will only write docker ps command, or if you want to see all the container, we will be writing docker ps minus a. So I'll write docker ps minus a. So here you can see, okay, so this is a very important thing. Let me show you. So this is the container ID. So which one currently it is running. So here you can see Nginx version 2, we have given the name of the container, and this is the port, that is 8070 will expose the 80 of what? Nginx server, right? And this is the status 22nd. Okay, it's been created, and you can see over here the image name Nginx and the container ID, right? So okay, so now let's go and expose the 8070 port in my browser. Let's say I'll write docker 8070. So let's see what will happen. Okay, perfect, perfect. So these things only I want to show you. Like Nginx is perfectly, the container is perfectly running. So here you can see Nginx only show this basic HTML by saying like welcome to Nginx and all. So perfectly we expose the port of 80 in 8070 of Nginx port of 80, right? So in this way we can how expose the port, but I just want to show you like how to expose another port. But here I just want to say one more thing, like the main reason of making this video is to show like how we can run the Nginx and Apache server in the port, right? So currently we don't have any Apache images to run in my browser or the container, right? So let me tell you, like in our local machine, if you'll try this concept of exposing port, if you'll try this, then there will be some conflict in the same port, right? It is very difficult to run the two web server in the same machine at the same port. So this is really an amazing thing by the Docker. So now let's see like how to pull an Apache Apache HTTPd server, right? So here I'll show you like how to pull off HTTPd with and tag. So with tag, I'm just going to the tag option and we'll go down there. Here you can see I'm gonna pull the HTTPd of Alpine. Okay, so I'll just copy this one and we'll go to the command. So here you can see. Let me show you the running container docker ps minus a. So here you can see this Nginx version 2 is running 3 minutes it is running. Okay, so now let's pull the image of what? Alpine version of HTTPd. Okay, so we'll write docker, sorry, docker docker pull Alpine, oh sorry, HTTPd colon Alpine. I'll just write this and it will pull the image of Apache from the Docker Hub, and it will download synchronously. Okay, line by line. See here you can see the very first line is pull complete, second pull. After that, like it synchronously it pulls the image, right? So now clear, and let's see whether the image is successfully pulled or not. Okay, we'll write docker. What to write? Docker images, right? So here you can see HTTPd image is successfully pulled. Okay, now we will write how to expose HTTPd. Okay, so for this again we will refer the documentation. Reading documentation is very important. So we'll go to the overview section of the HTTPd, and down there we'll search for the exposing thing, exposing port. Okay. Oh sorry, this is above. Okay. So here you can see this is the actual thing. Okay, actual command. Okay, so I'll show you how to expose the port. Okay, so here you can see this is the command docker run. I'll just copy here. I'll just copy and just paste. Okay, I think there's some issue in copying. Control C and paste. Okay, so same way you can run your container. So here, let me tell you the command. So Docker run, same as the earlier that we did, and minus dit means minus dit. It is a combination of three flags. That is, D means detach, I means interactive, T means terminal. Okay, so detach, interactive, and terminal. Okay, minus minus name is for giving the name. So I'll be giving my own name to this particular Apache server container. So I'll be writing Apache, let's say V1, minus P is for the port. And again, I'm telling you this is the 8000 port where you can 8080 port where you will be exposing in your browser, right? So I'll be writing 8000 because 8070 is for the Nginx, okay, and 8080. What I told you, 80 Apache and Nginx server runs on 80 ports, so that's why I have written. That's why I mentioned 80 over here. So and here I'll be writing the image name. So image name is HTTPd and Alpine. You need to mention the tag as well. So once I'll enter this, let's see whether it is giving me the ID or not, container ID. Perfect, perfect. Here you can see it is giving me the ID of the container, and let's see whether the container is running or not. Docker ps minus a. So here you can see HTTPd Alpine version. It is running at 8000 and it will expose the 80 port of what HTTPd Alpine Apache server. So this is the name of the container that we have given. Okay, and this is the container ID and this is running 12 seconds. So let's try to open or to expose in our browser by writing the 8000 port, right? Mentioning the 8000 port. So let's write localhost 8000. So perfect. See here you can see it works. It is writing it works means we can run both the server at the same time in different port. Like in one is for 8070 and one is for 8000. So we are perfectly run or expose the port in our browser, right? So this is how you can do exposing ports. So let me show you in my Docker desktop. This is the two container. It is running right now. Here you can see the status that is it is in use. It is in use. And what are the different images we have right now? Let's see. Sorry, that was the images that these are the images that is currently in use. The very first one is the Nginx and the HTTPd. And the second, let me show you the container. This is the container. Okay, two containers running, that is Nginx version 2, Nginx version sorry, Apache version 1. So this is running, right? So in this way you can expose the port. So this is crazy thing by the Docker, right? So okay, so this is how you can see. And if you want to see like all the images that you have, so write docker images. So these are the two images we have, and docker ps minus a will show you all the containers, right? If you want to see only running container, then just write docker minus docker ps. So these are the two containers that is currently in use. Okay, so suppose if you want to stop the container, then how you will stop it? So let me show you the command docker stop the name of the container or the container ID. I'm just writing the container ID. So I'll just copy the container ID and paste over here. So this is the container ID of what HTTPd Alpine. So I'll write this one. Okay, so it is stopped. So let me show you whether it is running or not. Docker ps only. So here you can see the HTTP Alpine container is stopped, and here only Nginx is running. So just try by yourself also. by writing docker stop and the container ID of Nginx. Then you will learn like how to stop it and everything, pretty much every single thing. So let's see in the docker desktop. So here you can see the Apache v1 is exited, right? So this is how. So this is the main reason of creating this video of like how to expose and port. Okay, so please, if you like this video, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to learn Docker from scratch, then please let me know in the comment section. I'll make a full video on Docker, right? So bye bye. Have a nice day.